Ben, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I thought I set my stream last night. I didn't, so I've literally just selected to find my stream, and I realised I hadn't set it up. Let's see how we get on today. So I've got a slight issue at the moment. I can't use Replicanto for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but this thing is coming up. No idea. I have just messaged him. Hopefully, someone can figure it out. Need to change the video resolution. Hold on 1 second. I can change on the fly. Can I output streaming? Can everybody hear me and see me okay? It's all right. I must have... yeah, I did. Okay. Okay. If anybody's got any issues with Replicanto, a few people have here. Yeah, you updated the wrong update. I'm not sure how I did that. But I'm getting this message. Maybe it's to do with your update. Okay, so that's fine anyway. Let me see if I can streams at 1440p as well. Well, I've just got this. I did up my stream actually just to try and make it a bit stronger, but it's saying you need to change your video resolution, the current resolution. And I think what it is, I've got it at ultra low latency. And ultra low latency means there's no lag between me and you, basically. I think there's a couple of seconds. Low latency, maybe 4 seconds, maybe a bit longer there. So it doesn't support 1440p or 4K resolution. So I'll have to have a look at that. So as long as it's streaming okay, I believe YouTube, it looks crisp. Okay, so maybe it's okay. I did try and up the game a little bit, but what I might have to do is just take it to low latency, which may mean there's about 4 seconds between me and you, which I don't think is a major issue. But we'll see. I thought I'd try and make it as good as I can. See, I've got 1 gigabit download, which is massive. I think I was looking at... I think I was looking at the bit rate, and they said usual bit rate about 10 or 12,000 if you got like 20 meg update. I've got what, 10? I got 50 times that. That's been updated. Daytrader, I bet it will still do it wrong next time. Yeah. I've been update mental note check. That's been updated before updating NinjaTrader. I bet that will still do it wrong next time. Yeah. Yeah, so if anybody's got no issues here, you're up, are you? Yeah, strange. So at the moment, I'm just trading one account. So we'll see anyway. Gigabit is insane. I only get, yeah, well, we used to. I used to get about, I think it was 48 megabits on average, but my upload speed was about 12 or 13 megabits. I mean, I could get more than double this. If I look here, if I look at my speed here, so what do I usually use? This one here. My up and download speed's super quick. There you go. So I'm already over 900 megabits, which is super quick. I used to get about 48, so it's gone up times 20. I could get 2.5 gigabits where I am, but this is the surprising one as well. I always used to get lower upload speed, but the upload speed here is just as good. I think I used to get download speed of 48 and my upload speed was 12 or 13, but look at that. There's no real difference between the up and down, which is sort of super quick. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I could pay another £20 a month and have 2.5 gigabit download. I can't see how it'd make much difference. I think what I've got generally is quick enough. I think if I thought it would make a difference, I'd upgrade some more. There are 2 replicants. Do you have the correct versions installed? Not sure. Go and have a look. Let me just go to Replicanto. At least I know it's not just me anyway. So fingers crossed. It's just a bit slow at the moment. Get about 53 and 50. Yeah. Yeah. See, I thought you're US, aren't you, Ben? I thought you US guys would be into the terabyte speed. You kind of always get everything before we do. This is slow, this is. I'm just wondering if a lot of people are going on this site. Mind you, would it make a difference? It's struggling a bit there. Why have I got that bloody... okay. One, two, three. You could argue there's a triple test there. 1, 2, 3. Trouble is, there's no room to the top. And as tempting as it is, 19 ticks. Too much, that. Something to do with the update. I'll show you. Let me have a look. See, I put that on there. That's popped up. look for the right version. I think the solution in the other channel, I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, you updated the wrong one. Not sure. I have the problem too. Same, it's been the update. So it's not just me, but someone said mental note, check. That's been updated before updating NinjaTrader. See, worst comes to worst. No, I've already updated the NinjaTrader, so it's one of these, I think. So I'm just let me just log in. How do I get updates? Come on. I had a feeling it might go up. I was looking at book map up here. There's some solid orders here, right up to 700. So it did look like up, a little bit of sideways. It was tempting that, but the bar came back and it was too big anyway. If it had come down a little bit and then sat bullish, I may have had a go at that. 1, 2, 3, and then up for a second leg. Can't even find where the damn updates are. It's frustrating. Let's have a look. Just updated Ninja this morning as well. Yeah, I did mine yesterday. Well, I rebooted it all, so I'm assuming I got the. Yeah, I did actually, because I actually said to update the other thing, but it doesn't have this blue thing on the side, the other one. So downloads. Let's see if it's at downloads. It's just so slow on the page. I'm guessing that it might. Maybe there's a lot of people on there. I don't know. It's just slow. Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so most recent one available before expiration. Which one do I take? Most recent available before. Tell you what. Let's try downloading one, see if it makes a difference. Let's give it a go. Ah, shoot. NinjaTrader requires me to shut it down. Let me just shut down and reboot. Bear me a second. Bear with me. So keep your fingers crossed. Oh, you are shitting me. Oh, you are shitting me. Please tell me no. Oh, it's opened. It's all right. I didn't think Ninja Trader was going to open then. Oh. I panicked. Okay, keep your fingers crossed. Good sign, good sign. Get in there. It worked. Excellent. We're up and running. Fantastic. Now I'm happy. Right. Okay. So back in business. Okay. We got no news yet, have we? Not until 3 o'clock.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. One contract. Beautiful. Happy days. I don't know why that is.
Order canceled.
Okay. We're in business. We got some medium impact news in 10 minutes, I think. Okay, so I think we're all good here. Should pop up here, that for some reason, but it's not. What am I missing? Not sure why that isn't. Yeah, mine does as well for some reason. I don't quite know why, Sean. It's weird, isn't it? Vikings trade. I'm back. Did you miss us? I did. It's what it was is I upgraded to my PC. Was getting a bit old and I was getting a bit slippage quite often and just a few other little bits and pieces. So you have no issues. Good on you, mate. So I've had that PC. The last one I built was 4.5 years ago. So it was slowing down a bit now. So I have been watching a few of those videos from that Easy. Is it Easy PCs or Easy something in the US? That build trading PCs, and I've been watching some of his videos, and I didn't realize you can get slippage. I suppose it makes sense, doesn't it? If your computer processor isn't processing things quick enough. I found out I was quite often getting different amounts, making different amounts. Just Replicanto, but you need to replace the DIL files, the newer version to Ninja Trader. I'm working now, bud. It's all up and working. So I just downloaded the recent update. This one here, the lower one, I just downloaded that, installed that, and it's working. So maybe that was it. So I'm just glad it's working now. Happy days. In fact, I'll just message support. sorted. I was chatting with Marco earlier. Now, on Guardian Angel Trader, I have my stop locked, so I can only move it in the direction of price. What I didn't realise is you can actually shut your stop down. You can hit the crossing, it closes the stop. Effectively, it's okay having the stop there to protect you, but if you're panicking or you're revenge trading, you can just close your stop, and effectively you've moved it or you've removed it, which is kind of no good. Now, I always have an extra step, max loss of $500. It automatically liquidates me trades for me should the worst happen. Yeah, so I was chatting online with Josh, I think his name is, from I chat with him now and again. He's the one that designed Guardian Angel Trader. He knows I stream, so I have a little chat with him once in a while. And I had problems with Ninja Trader, so he said, if you want, I'll remote hook up and have a look and see if I can figure it out. And he couldn't in the end, but I'm going to message him later and mention that, because it's okay having that protection there. But if you can get round it simply by closing your stop, it's counterproductive, isn't it? It's a bit disturbing. It's not that I rely on it. I tend to use it as an emergency backup. So let me for instance, I had about 10 accounts, and I had payments out of those 10 accounts: January, February, March, April, May, and June. I had a couple of losses. There was some stuff going on at home. I was a bit tired, a bit frustrated. And I moved my stop just once. And as I moved it, price came down towards me. And I went from risking 200 to 400. I just panicked, moved it again. So all I've done is lock the stop off, so it will kind of give me that kind of protection. So I've not had an issue with it. I just did it once. But if you've got software just to do it, just should the worst happen, I think it just gives you that extra peace of mind. And I kind of do it as well that I set it $500 loss. So if anything went wrong with it, I left any orders open. If anything like that happened, which is always possible, it will auto liquidate me. So I use it as a kind of a backup. Yeah, Guardian Angel Trader is a bit of software. I can't open it at the moment because I haven't got it, because I rebooted everything and didn't have time to sort that out. But it's a bit of software that gives you certain parameters. It's more when you're a little bit less experienced, but you can set certain parameters to give yourself a little protection, because we all go through that stage where we revenge trade, stuff like that. So you can set. In fact, let me just get the website. It's probably easy if I show you. See, I've not got it on at the moment. I'm not concerned I'm going to do anything silly, but I think it's a useful tool if you're. The trouble is, a lot of these prop firms make it more difficult for you by making a lot of these evaluations and that cheap. And when they make them cheap, as we know, if something's cheap, it has less value, and we don't take as much care of it. So that's basically it. You can go and have a look at it, but it gives you those settings. So allowed instruments. So you can set what trading times, daily profit, max loss, position size. So if you only want to risk one contract, you set that. Losing trades if you want losing trades. It's also got a timeout here as well. This has been updated. So you can set, so if you want to take a 10-minute break before you get into to a second trade. So there's all sorts of things here. You can even set it so it won't even let you delete the software. So there's no way around it, really. So it's useful. It's a useful tool. I don't believe that professional traders take advantage of Guardian Angel Trader because themselves are the GA, are the Guardian Angel. Yeah, I mean, look, when you're kind of learning and you're inexperienced, we all go through that stage. where we take risks and we revenge trade. It's built into our DNA to panic. It's kind of how we are, fight or flight. It's kind of how we're made. And it does take time to adapt. I've read so many times from various different books and videos and all that they say you need to change your mindset, but no one ever tells you how to do it. So I've actually come to the conclusion I know how to do it. The simple fact is you need to expose yourself to those emotions enough times for them to play less of a role. And sooner or later, you can't have that same feeling. I mean, we have that fight or flight, whether you jump out of an aeroplane or whatever. If you continue to do it again and again and again, those nerves, that little bit of fight or flight will slowly start to go. But it does take time. But it just gives you that little protection. It's like having someone next to you saying, okay, you've had your 2 losses today. Let's take you away from the computer. So it can help break habits. But obviously professional traders, they probably won't use it. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a professional trader. I do trade for a living. I do make enough money to survive. But I've been trading 4.5, 5 years. I'm improving, I'm getting better, I'm learning, it takes time. So I've used it and it's played a useful role at times. So, you know, I don't think anybody should be ashamed about using something if it helps them, you know what I mean? If it may stop them when they're panicking, blowing an account and losing a bit of money. You know what I mean? I think if it's a tool and it can come in handy, I know everyone that doesn't agree with it. Tape Al Brooks' main motto, I don't care. Yeah. See, Al Brooks has been trading for about 40 years, so he'll have been through all that kind of thing, and everybody does. But, you know, I think it's a useful tool when you're still relatively experienced. I mean, we all go through that stage where we can't control. We all have that fight or flight thing at times. It's just a fact of life. It happens to everyone. You know, I heard a professional trader has said if someone says they haven't blown an account and they've never suffered with it, they're lying. So everybody does at times. But you know, you eventually kind of grow out of it. Yeah, there are things that you can set. I have a max loss on my account of $500. There's always, if something goes wrong with a bit of software, it can be a backup. You know, I'll tell you, I've only nearly done this once, but I nearly did it. I had an order up here. I had this like this. I had an order up here that I got ready, and what I did is I made it like that, and I pushed it up, and the order was hidden out the way. And something happened at home. I think it was my daughter. She came in the house. She fell over and banged her face, and I heard a scream. So I kind of ran off. And then we were downstairs for an hour, and I didn't realise that my order was there. When I came back up later, fortunately, price took a dump. But there is just the odd scenario that may occur that it's good to have that protection. If it's there, you know, if some of these companies provide it, it's there for a reason, because you've got a fail safe. You know what I mean? You never know. You might keel over and pass out. You don't know. I haven't reloaded my. So it's there as a fail safe. And you know, sometimes when you're using multiple prop firms, sometimes some of them don't close out. And I've heard of people blowing an account from these so-called ghost orders and stuff like that. So it's useful to have a fail safe, I think. So it's all right. I just I noticed Marco took a setup. Where was it? Yeah, Marco took a setup here. He had a good bar there. Really good bar channel down like that. I didn't on there or on my other chart. Is my other chart the same? Yeah. Let me just check this. Yeah. Sometimes you don't. Marco had a good bar there. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It is about risk management. I think the tendency, though, is with prop firms, you tend to risk a bit more than you should. I think partly because, when you get a 50,000 account, now 50,000 account actually doesn't mean nothing. What you've really got is $2,500 to play with. And that $2,000 has cost you the price of an evaluation. So at the moment, if you took an evaluation, say $35, and it's $85 to pass it, so you're in for about $120. So you've got $2,500 to play with that's only really cost you $120. So I understand the tendency to risk a bit more to grow the account. But in turn, risking a bit more can bring more emotion. So it swings and roundabouts. Some win, some you don't. You know what I mean? It's kind of a bit like that. Need some software to oppose limit. I don't think. I mean, look. If you look at sort of life in general. So I don't smoke. You've got smokers out there. And smokers find it difficult to give up. So there are certain things. There's those nicotine patches, there's the gums, there's the vapes, there's all sorts of things, tools to help. Same with weight loss. The big popular thing now is these weight loss jabs. There are, human beings do have weaknesses, and sometimes it can take time to overcome those weaknesses. So if there's a tool there that may help you, I don't think it's a terrible thing. Now, I would expect to stop using something like that at some point anyway. If you've been trading for 20 years and you're still having your stop lock because you can't control, then, maybe. But look, at the end of the day, if you're making money, to me, it doesn't matter what you do. If something works for you, I'm not sort of opposed to anything that if it helps you, use it. 3 basic rules of trade: first, risk management; second, risk management; third, yeah. I mean, we've all heard that sort of stuff. But I read a book I think it was by a well-known trader, and he said professional traders still have weaknesses. They still have times, everyone's got a limit where they'll crack. But professional traders put certain things in place to mitigate that. Everybody has a weak point. Everyone has a point where they crack. You could be the most calm person in the world. If you poke them enough times with a 6, sooner or later they're going to take a swing at you. So, everybody's got breaking points. So, I'm not going to tell someone they're a bad trader because they use a tool to kind of help themselves. If you look at, things like meditation, that's a tool and a way that you can help calm the mind and stuff like that. There are all sorts of different tactics, tools, learning devices out there to help people with lives. We're human beings. We're susceptible to panic at certain stages. So, if it's there and it helps you, what happens when you break your leg? What do you use? You use a crutch for a temporary period of time just to help. And if something helps you and helps you get out of a bad habit, it's a bad habit. It's quite addictive. It's panicking. It's fight or flight. I've mentioned this a ton of times. I did some skydiving when I was younger, in my 20s. And I remember the first time I jumped out of a plane, I was thinking everything I could how not to do it. And by the time you get to 200 jumps, it's just like stepping out your front door. You don't panic anymore because you've done it again and again. And the more you do something that's scary and a bit panicky, the more chance you've got, the closer you get to it becomes not a problem. It's the same with being a boxing. You take up boxing. I guarantee if you've never boxed and you get into a ring with someone, you're going to panic. And you're not going to control your punches, are you? You're just going to start swinging like a crazy person. But if you continue to do it, that fight or flight panic, you start to get control of it. So we've got a leg and a leg there. We may come back to the EMA, but I'm not sure what we're doing here. I did have that drawn, but how accurate that channel is, I don't know. We've only really got 2 touches of it. We're certainly kind of moving up at the moment, so okay, so second chart. Let's have a look at my second chart. Yes, I've got kind of 2 schools of thought there. We've got a leg and a leg. If we get a higher low here, I don't think that's a bad option. Because we've got a leg and a leg.
Order filled.
Higher low. Bullish bar, higher low. It's a little bit more than I wanted to risk. I'm in about 2 or 3 ticks late, but I really like it. I'd expect that to hit that EMA. Why is only 2 accounts? Why are only 2 accounts trading? What's going on here? Oh, you muppet. I haven't changed this. I'm only in at 1 trade, which is probably not a bad idea, actually. I'm going to get out of here a bit early because it's going to take that out anyway. Okay, so I did myself a favour there. You idiot. I never change this. I'm really surprised that didn't work, actually. I'm really surprised that didn't work. Got channel with a break, 2 nice measured legs, a bullish bar, a nice bullish higher low. I'm really surprised that didn't work. But there we go. Bullish bar, higher low. I thought that was going to get to the EMA. Well, at least I only lost a couple of $100 on one account. Consider myself lucky there. Yeah, we had a thing is we had a micro and another one, so we got 2 channels down, a bullish bar, and then a higher low. That higher low was probably a bit too close. I expected that to get back to the EMA, but there we go. In all fairness, though, we've only really had a couple of touches. This depends how you look at it. 1, 2, 3, possibly. Yeah, absolutely. Break. So we had a leg and a leg, and then we had that higher low. Usually with a higher low, you'd expect to get back to the EMA, especially after we've had kind of 2 nice legs. Well, 2. There you go. See, what I will say is, though, it's not the best channel in the world. So if I, for instance, take away that, are we just ranging? We've had a channel up there, haven't we? A little bit of sideways. Up, down, up, down. Who knows? I mean, it wouldn't look terrible, that would it? We could just be ranging, really. We could just be ranging here, really, I think. Yeah, see, there's a few people got something like this. Not convinced. I think we may just be ranging. Yeah, the channels just don't look great to me. See, if that was a channel like that, however you want to look at it, we've already come a significant amount down, haven't we? So this, to me, just looks more like a range. We've only really had 2 touches of it, and it's a bit vague, isn't it? So my guess, it's just a range, I think, really. Just looks a little different on this side here. So let's get rid of that. I only really need to see this bit, to be fair. This is just where I enter, so I don't really need it large. Let me just double check everything's opening like it should.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
So we've just had 2 legs up, I think. I shouldn't have taken that really that long there, because I was thinking that was a bigger channel up. It hasn't even really been confirmed. It doesn't look like a channel up now with this. We've had a spike in channel. This looks like it's coming down, maybe to test this area or down here. I took that as a channel up. It really wasn't, I don't think. And I think that's why it triggered it and then continued to come down. So it's okay. I only had 1 account on that anyway, so I kind of got lucky. So let's consider that a $200 loss. It could have been worse. Excuse me just 1 second. So I've been yabbing on there. No, I was just saying this maybe a small break and a lower high, but the move's already happened, really, isn't it? And not only that, it is a little bit congested now. It's going a little bit sideways. I prefer a leg and get up here somewhere. If I look at bookmap, there is orders up around this area here for short. So So, second entry, long failure. Trouble is, I just don't like it when it's that far from the amount. I know we've touched it. I mean, it's 14 ticks. I think it's likely it's going to break below. Well, it has done. Trouble is, it's 6 ticks we've broken below there. Is it going to continue down, or is it going to... looks like a small break, 2 pushes down to a new low. Well, it has worked anyway, so it would have worked. To be fair, though, you've got to be out before the lows, and there's just no room, really. There's barely a point, I think, if you get in there. So it'll have to push through. So you wouldn't even got a point out of that before the lows of this move. So it's just too much. It's 14 ticks, tick above, tick below. I'm not risking 16 ticks to not even get 4. So nothing I can do there, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So we've broken below here now. Is this thing going to continue down? So I've completely gone off the idea. Yeah, I've completely gone off the idea of it being an uptrend anyway. There may be some kind of upward movements, but it's far from being a fitting trend, to be honest with you. If you go there, it's got all this gap here. Yeah, there's 2 touches. I mean, you can make that make 2 touches, but it just doesn't work for me. And then if I go back to there, same again, we've only got 2 touches, so it's not really a trend until and that doesn't even look right to me. Who knows, but it's only touched twice and we've had a break out of it if it is, so it's just not right for me. And now this is coming down, it's looking to test this area down here, so this is where we kind of the lows of the day, and we're more or less down here again. So for me, it's just a couple of it's a perfect measured move, bar a tick up, and then we come down. So it's more just ranging. We go up, we go down. So in all fairness, it's been quite a bearish few days. So I wouldn't be surprised if you look at this. We've kind of done this, haven't we, the last kind of few days, and now we're having a bit of a break. So, as we know from a Pat's point of view, that might actually fit pretty nicely. From kind of a Pat's point of view, depending on how you look at it, we have a break. It looks like a leg and a leg up. I bet you've not got far off a measured move there. So we got a leg up there, and then in fact, it's probably as much as there, really, or even there. So we go up there. So it looks like we've had a couple of legs up after we've had a break of this bigger downtrend. So there's a good chance this is coming down here, but that's all kind of maybe an educated guess, but you certainly couldn't really trade it. But it does, yeah. That for an uptrend, I've gone right off that. That's point of view. The Pat's point of view knows nothing about price levels, big problems. Well, as a Pat's trader, you don't really need to learn nothing about price levels as such, because we're going for such small moves. But that's what I'm saying. It depends how you trade. If you're talking about Pat's Mac, he goes for a move like that. Really, it doesn't really matter so much about price levels when you're going for such a small move. All you got to do is find, a move down, a couple of attempts to push higher, and something bearish, which is giving us the impression we're going to continue down. So, Mac, put it this way, Mac doesn't even look at yesterday. He's not really interested. Levels from yesterday. He just trades the chart as you see it. So, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's just, you don't need to. I was watching this guy earlier, and it's so, I think sometimes the simplest strategies are the best ones. I was watching this guy earlier, supposedly one of the world's greatest. Well, it's just how he talks, this guy, but we just get this guy in, and I'll just show you this chart just for a second. So where was it? This guy here. I mean, this is just, you're looking at stuff like this. I mean, how complicated is all this? Different levels and different that and this, that, and the other. It was just complicated. It looks complicated to hell. Look, you know what I mean? I can get what he's kind of looking at, but such a big rigmarole just to make a bit of money. Now, if it works for you, then that's fine. But, look how much different bits of information there. But as I say, there's so many different ways to do things like that. Where's that? I only want big moves, not interested in 4 or 6 ticks. I don't go for 4 or 6 ticks. I go for a flat 3 points, which is kind of more or less a 1-to-1. And that's how I kind of like. At the end of the day, look, as far as I'm concerned, if anybody makes money in this business, I don't care how they do it. They got my respect because I know how hard it is. Yeah, there's so many different ways of doing things, isn't there, really? There's 1,000 different ways of trading these markets. People have got all sorts of weird and wonderful ways. Now, if someone wants to sell up here and they're trying to capture a big move, hats off to them if they can do it. But this works for me. I've got to be patient, and I've had to learn to be patient and to make the right decisions. And, it takes time, learning to read these charts. But once you see them move enough times, because these kind of moves really more or less repeat themselves. There are days where, the charts are all over the place and you can't really read them so much. But there are days when they're quite predictable. And it's just being patient and waiting for a setup, and you take it, and if it works, happy days. So is there something larger here? It's hard to say. If there is, that may be a bit of an overshoot. Now, would I expect price to still come down here? It's hard to say. So there is a bit of a channel there, and that is from a Pat's point of view anyway. It's an overshoot. So maybe we have a couple of attempts and it does come down, or what. So I'm looking at bookmap up here. I can see orders up at 67, which is here. So maybe we have 2 legs up. Maybe buyers are thinking, sellers thinking if we have another attempt to go and we get a move down, perhaps we may get in there. There's orders at 57, which is down here. I'm guessing they're buyers, maybe thinking about buying at the bottom. You can clearly see we're bouncing here, so there's probably buyers thinking about buying here. We know price moves to liquidity, so chances are this is going to come down and test these levels. But I look at bookmap really more just to stay out of a trade. If I'm thinking about, buying at high or low here maybe, but if I see a ton of orders down here, then there's a good chance it may come down. So orders at 67. There are orders up here, which is about there. So I dare say buyers saying if it gets back up to this level a couple of times, maybe we'll catch it on the way down. I wouldn't take that. It's a bit congested. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 bars sat side by side. Doesn't mean it won't work, but I'm just sitting tight. There are orders at 65, which is just above there, so it may trigger that and push up. So that bearish bar's triggered. Now let's see if price does get up here. So orders at 65, which here. So right at the top of there. So that's why I use this. It's clearly stacked up. Yeah, you might say it's a lower high, and it may still come down, but when it triggers it, it starts to move up. So stacking up here. Now, I think looking at this, and we see it all the time. I think there's a possibility we do something like that. And that will take us up to 70. There are orders up here above all this, so we may do. Often we will see it will go up, across and up, or vice versa. So. But there are no guarantees. If there's enough aggressive sellers pushing this down, it won't work. But as it's stacking up, mind you, we have pushed up, but we've come down into this. So who knows? But just checking that there isn't some sort of bigger channel I missed there. I don't think so. So channel break, new low. So yeah, my gut feeling is it's going to push above all this. Not only that, I wouldn't take any trade here anyway. It's just choppy as hell, so it could do it when it starts going sideways like this. It could go up, it could go down, it could do bloody anything really. We are kind of doing this though, aren't we? Kind of ranging. So if we can get a push up here and get something bearish up here, we may get that follow through. I'll take that over to there, I think. That's hopefully where I'm looking for it to get above this. Okay, so if you'd have took that bar there bearish, it would have stopped you out. If you'd have took that lower high bearish, it would have stopped you out. So now we're getting this second leg up. So I'm looking for 2 legs up for a follow through. We're picking up some of these orders, 67, 68, which is up here. Now that's very tempting.
Order submitted.
Size of it first. Why isn't it coming up here? Oh, it is. There it is. I'd prefer it to come up a little bit higher, to be honest with you. It's 13 ticks. I prefer it to come a bit higher. It may just come down, but see if we get a lower high. A lower high would be a second entry short. Just didn't quite push up high enough for me. So orders around about 69-ish. So if you get that measured move, that would be much better. Okay. So let's just move this up the way in case market's got other ideas. A bit bit too high for me now, that.
Order cancelled.
You going up, are you? Are you long or short? I'm assuming you're long by that, aren't you? You need 13 points. Are you going up to the top then, I'm assuming, aren't you? You long, are you, bud? You're long, are you? 13 points. I'm assuming you're in here somewhere, are you? So 5, 10. So you're looking to get above this, I'm assuming, are you? See, it's close to that level, isn't it? I will say. It's kind of hit that level, isn't it? Yeah, if we pushed above there and immediately dropped, I'd be looking for a lower high, but there is an overshoot there, and as we know, overshoots can result in reversals, and it's kind of at the right level to do it. Break even. See, there is liquidity there, isn't it? So the next point is above there, isn't it? So I'm assuming your stops, your profits are around about this level, isn't it? It's gone a little bit too high now to come back for a second leg, I think. So you may be right there. Whether it'll come down and retest this, but so that bearish bar's triggered and it's moving up. So it's probably going to go above there, which means probably up to that midline. So strange. Max got that as a Max got it as a bigger channel, which means we got a break, and that's why we could. Seems a big break to push up. In fact, well, I suppose it depends how you look at it. So he's got that right from here. So from there to there and to there. It's quite a big wide channel, but maybe a leg and a leg down, and this is pushing up. Well, whether it is something like that or whether it's a range, if it's a range, you'd expect it to come to the top. If it's a channel, you'd expect it to come to the top. So who knows? We're going to go down, then we'll go back up, then more up and down. Who knows? Yeah. So I'd like to see now at this level, maybe a couple of legs down and then a continuation up. But if it's a range, we've bounced off the bottoms and we're likely heading to the tops. If it's a channel, we've had a break of it and we're likely heading to the tops. So either way, I think there's more chance now that we've bounced off this level that it aims towards the top. But I can't see it going much further without having some sort of a correction or something. I think that's too wide for a channel just yet. So it may be a case of something like that. Yeah, Trouble is, there are no guarantees. There's only kind of understanding how the market works and where it generally goes. And if you're confident the market's going up, we look for an entry where we normally enter. 80% of the battle is getting the direction right. You get the direction right, you go half a chance, and then you just look for your setup. But Mac's got that. He's pretty accurate about that. Maybe it is. It's kind of working kind of nice at the top. We've had a channel down. It does look like two legs. Probably close to a measured leg. It's a little bit more, a little bit less, but we have bounced here at this level, and then we've tried to retest it. And you can see it. We've tried a bunch of times to go down, and it just wasn't having none of it. So obviously the path of least resistance is up. So maybe a wider channel there. We get a little correction here and then up a bit. So I'm guessing you're not out your trade there. So it may get you stop. Where's your stop around here? I'm assuming, did you wait for it to break above there or something? But thing is, it's okay to, get into a trade, go up 4, 5, 6 points, come down and take out your stop for break even. You've not lost anything. A lot of traders will do that. I've known traders before who will get in and for the bottom and they'll just let it go, whether it will come back or whatever. But the trouble is, if the first sign of it coming back, you're panicking and getting out your trade, sometimes you're going to miss out. But, I have heard, professional traders, talking about professional traders saying what they're good at is getting out of a trade that's going nowhere quickly and milking a good trade for everything they can. So that's, probably key. So maybe test this area. We can see there is, you can see it there and there. So maybe test this area and push up. Who knows? Maybe we can get a second entry short here or something. Long, rather. So I thought there was a chance it could bounce here. You can see we pushed up to it, hit it and turned. We pushed down to it, bounced and turned. And now we're at it again. But it's not super clear, really, is it? Not the easiest days. As long as it doesn't break this level. Excuse me a sec. I'm just going to nip to the bathroom just a second. So, I mean, I've just put that like that. There are no guarantees. It may be more just sort of like this. Sorry, that's the same. Maybe just there, I suppose. In which case, we've already had a break and a new high. I'd like to see it push above that EMA though and give us a higher low, then we may get a second leg up, but it's broke a lot earlier than I thought it may do. I thought it would take out some of these areas, but it didn't get that high, so maybe it will come down. Yeah, so I've just changed this chart to that, and Dan's got the same, so he's looking at it. So I don't believe it's a bigger chart, a bigger channel. That's why I like having the two, because I can kind of chop and change, and so and same again with this channel down with a break and a new low. So that's played out. Now how far is this going to come down? So we know we got a bit of a level down here, and we're right down. All right, I'll put that there, but the lows are down here. I used to have an add-on that had a little red dotted line which showed me where the lows are on here, but I've changed my computer. I couldn't find it. So channel break, new low. Let's see if we test this again. If we get a bullish bar here, I'll have a go at a higher low there. You can see we've had a bit of a test there, haven't we? So is it going to break below there? See, I don't like that 2 legs down and a move up to the highs. This just looks more rangy to me, really. Okay, we've bounced off support there. Trouble is, it's 16 ticks. Some of these bars are getting a bit large. I prefer a higher low here. If we have a higher low here with bouncing off here, it may push up, but I don't like bars like that. You may get in a little bit further back, but I'd always prefer the higher low anyway, but it is a leg and a leg. We have bounced off this area, so it looks like it's going to work. Yeah, no problem. That's quite a strong move, that is, I think. Bounce and bounce. Yeah, I'd expect this to push up, I would. Especially after that. Fortunately, we haven't got a higher low. Stopped out at a single tick. It's always a way, isn't it? It is frustrating. And often when it does that, it ends up rocketing off in the same bloody direction, which adds insult to injury. There is kind of a... And we broke below there, and this is pushing up now. So is this going to go up? I'm guessing it probably will. Unfortunately, the higher low is that, but then we got 4 bars stacked. So it's just hard to say. Yeah, it is frustrating how it comes back and gets you, and then ends up rubbing your nose in it. I think that's quite a strong bar off there. You can see how many times we tested this and we came back 2 really nice legs down, really lovely strong bar, ended up on its high and got straight up to the EMA. So for me, I think there's a good chance this could be the one that takes us up. Takes us up to, well, at least to these highs next. But maybe to the top, who knows? But you never know. There could be a channel down there. This could be a second entry short, might come down. But it could be a failure, and it may take us up. Still not super clear, see. So all of a sudden, second entry short. Would I want to go short here? Not really. Because I like that strong move. This just may trap some shorts here. Some of these bars are getting a little large. There is a failure there, second entry short, which may fail. Trouble is, it's a bit congested, so what might be a relatively easy way up may be more difficult. So tempting, that is. But it's rather large. I mean, look at the size of the damn bar, look. It could be 2 legs up. Bearish bar could get a lower high here. There's longs trapped and shorts trapped, so I don't know. It could do anything. What I will say is that bar off that bottom looks very strong to me, and I'll be surprised if this comes down and tests it, because we've tested a bunch of times. Trouble is, it's getting very wicky now, so I mean, I would expect it to go up above this more than come down. I would expect it to break those highs rather than break that low, because there's like a little double bottom there, and that looks very strong to me. So my gut would be it would break above this before it breaks below this, but when it's sideways, it just... It's hard to say, it really is. So there's a couple who took the second entry short there. Wouldn't have worked for me. It would have to hit that for me, and it didn't. And because we got those 2 legs back and that strong move, I wouldn't have wanted to take that anyway, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have got me 3 points out of it. See, there is a lower high, but it's a tick off a doji, so... I mean, there's always that possibility we have a leg and it breaks all these lows. Yeah, see, Dan's got this big chart here, the big upper chart, so you'd think this would come down, maybe test this area, and then continue to work up. Not the easiest of days today, I will say. Yeah, so I'm wrong, but that's the trouble when it starts to go sideways. That's why I wouldn't take it, because I'm not confident I know where it's going. Yeah, see, I mentioned a while ago it looks more like a range, and Dan's got it now as a range. So it's just didn't look like the thing was going up to me. I'm not a fan of that. It just looks like two messy legs up to me. That does, rather than a nice looking channel. So it's kind of a shoulder, head, shoulder. So it may come down below this level. Who knows? One, two, three. So I'm looking at a lot of orders around the 60 and 57 area, which is below here and below here. So I wouldn't consider a long here. There is a bullish bar there. Actually, it is a second entry long. It looks like a bounce, a bigger bounce. So I wouldn't take a trade there purely and simply because I can see there's big orders on Bookmap. Now, that it may not come and hit them, but I can see such a larger amount of orders below here. My gut, this is more likely going to come down and clear this level out before it pushes up, but I could be wrong. We may get another leg up first before it comes. It's hard to say. There is orders at 67, which is up here, so we may get that two legs before we come down, but I don't. A lot of orders at 57, which is there, which funnily enough is a tick below the low there, and there, I think. Yeah, it's below all this and here, those orders. Now look at the things going up, but there again, see, we got those two legs down. We may get this leg and then down. It's very tempting, that. Two legs up. May argue that's a triple test. Probably is a big bar. It's not done yet.
Order submitted.
16 ticks. Do I really want to risk that much? Not really.
Order cancelled.
Marco got in there. Trouble is, it's a big ass bar. See if we get a lower high. Where did he get out? 3.5. Yeah, it's 6 ticks. I think he just did. I just don't like that wick, and look at that. All of a sudden, we're up there right at the top now. So it's getting a bit dangerous to trade here. So that will be a triple test. 1, 2, 3. Second entry short. That's tempting.
Order submitted.
It's just too big for me.
Order cancelled.
There's definitely a battle going on here. I don't know if I want to be part of it. Is it going to get down below here? The more times it tries, the more chance it's got of failing. Yeah. Triple test, possibly. Second entry short, triple test. Trouble is stacking up a bit. 16 ticks, that's large. It's getting a bit dangerous now. I've done this before. I've waited and got into a triple test when it's gone sideways. It's tricked me and stopped me out. It's really struggling to get down, and the more it struggles to get down, the less chance it's got of getting down. And it's really starting to stack up a bit now. Yeah, you can get yourself a bit in trouble here. Now, I'm not saying this bar won't trigger. It might rush down. It most probably will. But when it's doing this, it's just so easy to just get a bit too excited, jump in, and wham, it gets you. I mean, it is a triple test, but I just don't like this. It's getting a bit finicky. It does look like it's going to work. It's a bit. Yeah, Marco's in that again. Fair dues to him to have the nerve to get in when it's choppy like that. Yeah, I mean, you're not losing anything, are you? See? bar's so big, that's the problem. I'm guessing it's probably going to work down, but there's a lot of strong bull bars to get below. You've got a really strong bar there. You've got a really strong bar there. It's going to take something to push that down. Mind you, there is a lot of orders down here. Sometimes, though, you just either got to be confident. I'm not too confident because it's a bit stacked up. If this pushed up and the bar closed here, then I would have had a go at that. So if I get in there, I've got to get to there, which it probably will, but you never know. If there's enough buyers there, it may prop that area up. So it would have to touch 3 1/4. It is stacking. It's struggling to get down, and that's what concerns me. Yeah, Dan didn't take it. It will have worked. It's just a bit too stacked up for me, and the bar was huge. So it was about 16 ticks. So it's just a little bit too nerve-wracking at the moment. When it's struggling to get down so many times, it just makes me nervous. It hasn't got below that yet. See, is this thing going to turn? So we've got a channel, break new low. First attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. This is a penguin style trade. If this thing gets above that EMA after making 3 attempts to go lower, my gut is going to push up. So I'm going to stick my neck out here. So if we get above that EMA there, my guess is this is going up. It's supposed to be an arrow, isn't it? Yeah, if we can get above that EMA, my guess is it's going up above all this. Well, tell a lie. I want it to get above there. 2 attempts. No, actually, above that EMA, just for interest of the penguin style trade. So we've got a channel break new low. 1, 2 attempts to go lower. But we had 2 attempts to go higher, so it could work. Gets below there, it'll get a bit easier. We've hit that level again now. It does push below it. It'll do it with a bit of vigor, I think. Okay, it's got below there. This is the key. If it gets below this, it'll do it a bit quicker because we got a little... There we go, a little quick pop down there. So it's cleaned out all that lot. So we may get that second leg down, or it may just push up it. May argue triple test to go long, but I'm not at the moment. I don't like the way things are going at the moment. I don't know whether it's going to bounce and rocket up or whether it's going to come down even lower. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, make a cup of tea. It's very easy to get chopped up in this. I actually thought that was an okay trade, but one, it was 16 ticks and it is a bit stacked. But usually when we get that triple test, if you look, there's definitely a bearish bar there, which hasn't got stopped out. There's a bearish bar there, which hasn't got stopped out. And there's a third bearish bar there. None of them have broken the previous one. So you can clearly see there's 2 legs up. So I think it's probably okay. My only slight concern is it's struggled quite a lot to get down. And it's a little bit stacked. So sometimes that can just upset the narrative a little bit. And you never quite know. It might shoot off in the opposite direction. And when it is chopping like that, I've got chopped up in that before. So sometimes I think you're safer just to give it a bit of a wide berth and let it just figure itself out. But it's not really going anywhere at the moment. I did think that might be okay to go long, but Mac might mark that up to the EMA for a point, but who knows? But I just don't like what it's doing at the moment. So I'm just going to take a quick 5. Let's put that on there, make a quick cup of tea, and I'll be back. Okay, so that did work out. So now we're above this now. Is this going to push up? Channel down break, 2 attempts to push high. It probably is going to. Who knows? Channel break, new high. Bearish bar. Second entry long there on that chart. Tempting. Price is just not. Just not comfortable with where price is at the moment. Yeah, it would have worked. Just not sure about this at the moment. It's just a bit finicky. And it's making me nervous. It does look like we're probably going to get a leg and a leg up. So we got this leg down, the couple of legs up. We still could make another leg down. It's certainly possible, isn't it? No big orders down here at 55. I mean, after having this moved down, we've had 2 legs up, leg down, 2 legs up and another leg down. I wouldn't be shocked. Hmm. Okay, so we ticked above there and hit that measured move. So let's see what happens now. There is a bunch of sell orders at 80. So let's see if that sends this thing down. Okay, so if we get a lower high from here, I'd have a go. because there's not much room to the EMA. Two points.
Order submitted.
We've had two legs up over high. Catch you on a bit of a limit order. Like it because it's two nice legs up and a lower height. Well, it's better on this chart, obviously, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. And that's a failure. So let's see if the failure works. I'm really surprised if that don't work. I'm surprised actually with this. That's almost definitely going to get stopped out. You'd expect that. Stacking up a bit now, so I may get out of this if it'll allow me.
Order filled.
Okay, we're out of it. Are we out of it?
Order filled.
There's some still left for some
Order
reason. I don't
filled.
know why. Hold on a minute. Let me just. I haven't got my rhythmic open. They've reversed. These accounts have reversed. Damn thing. Oh, that's annoying. How many accounts is it? 3 accounts that are reversed. You bastard. I haven't got my rhythmic open for some damn reason. Push up. They reverse these two for some reason.
Order filled. Order filled.
That's frustrating. The trade bloody worked as well. Look, typical, isn't it? So, I don't know why that happens. I really don't. So, down 150, 130 and 75 on 3 accounts, and I'm up 50 and 25 on the others, so that's not terrible. Not a nice day today. It's just frustrating day, isn't it? In fact, I think I'm going to knock it on the head early today. How long I've been doing it? So 2 hours, and I did about half an hour before. So I'm going to knock it on the head today. It's not the easiest day today. It's a bit frustrating, to be fair. So have a great weekend. Now, remember, I'm not in on Monday. I've got surgery on Monday, so I'll be back, all being well, Tuesday. So I'll leave you guys to it. So have a great weekend. Have a good day. Stay safe. And we'll catch up on Tuesday. Bye for now.